80 people in football-related violence in Egypt has provoked an outpouring of grief and anger across the nation. Images of the aftermath of the trouble in and around the stadium in Port Said give some idea of the tragic events that took place there. The trouble erupted after Port Said team Al Masri beat visitors Al Ahly from Cairo. Fans surged past police officers onto the pitch, attacking Al Ahly players and supporters. Amid the fighting, panic spread through the crowd. Most of the victims were killed in a stampede to escape the stadium. Some 1,000 people were injured. News of the trouble sparked a smaller-scale riot at a match in Cairo, but no deaths were reported there. The unrest in Port Said is the single deadliest incident in the country since Egypt's former president, Hosni Mubarak, was forced from power.
Horror stories on the front pages reflect the shock that Egypt's feeling. This was a national tragedy as well as a football tragedy, and for some, the pain is personal. Fans gathered at Al Ahly's headquarters in Cairo, including supporters present at the match. I swear to God, I saw people being thrown off the stadium steps. There was a young man named Islam who was 17 years old standing next to me, and then suddenly he was lying with a skewer in his head, and his eye was blown out of the other side of his head. Port Said's head of security should be held to account, this fan says. Isn't he in charge of our safety? He asks Egypt's Prime Minister, what if one of your relatives was thrown off the fourth tier like we were? Are you going to let the security chief sit in his air conditioning, or will he be held to account? A crowd assembled at Cairo's main rail station, hoping to see relatives returning from the game. As covered bodies were unloaded from trains, thousands chanted down with military rule. 3 days of national mourning have been declared. Some are still looking for their relatives. My son has not answered his phone since yesterday. I want to know where he is. I don't care about anything else. Asked what he's called, she makes a desperate plea for information. His name is Suleiman Ahmed Al-Shabouri. Film me so he can see it. He's 18 years old. Please help look for him. He's from Cairo. Please, I beg you, help me find my son.
The Egyptian parliament has held an emergency session to discuss the incident. Following a minute's silence to mourn those who died,